At first, I want to thank God for the gift of life. I want to thank God for the wisdom that He has given to each and every member of the NUJ in Akwa Ibom State. I'd like to also acknowledge with gratitude the support that we have received from well spirited members of the public ever since my administration assumed office on August 2nd, 2025. I'll also extend that same gratitude to past leaders of the union because it is the foundation in which they laid that we are leveraging on. And like we said in our campaign promises. We made our people to understand that one of the things that we are going to hold so dear to our heart will be the issue of welfare for members and the issue of capacity building. And we cannot talk about welfare and capacity building for a professional body like the NUJ when you don't consider trainings and retrainings. That is why I like to use the opportunity once more to thank the Committee for Ray Ekbu Prize in Investigative Journalism which collaborated with us in the Appointed Council of the NUJ towards ensuring that we organized a workshop on investigative journalism for our people. Yes, today's workshop is really an eye opener because it has put our people in perspective on different trends and modern trends that cover and borders on investigative journalism. We had very interesting sessions. We had very thought-provoking sessions, which was led by Mr. Ibanga Isene, who spoke on investigative reporting in the Akwa Ibom State environment. And why is this thing very important for us? Because we are operating from Akwa Ibom State. And Akwa Ibom State is an environment where everybody knows each other. So if you are doing investigative journalism, investigative reporting in Akwa Ibom State, how do you engage what information you have so that nobody gets to suspect who gave you that information? How do you ensure that the information that you put together does not give another person some level of problems? And then that Ibrahim Sene took time to explain these things. It took time also to make journalists who participated in that event understand that despite the smallness of Akwa Ibom State, despite the fact that Akwa Ibom State is a community, we can carry on investigative reporting. We can execute our investigative journalism without offending any other party, except those that wants to be offended in the course of that responsibility. So our members really enjoyed that session, and then it followed with after that lecture, we also had Comrade Ekemini Simon, a standing well journalist of appointment instruction, an award-winning journalist of multiple award-winning journalist who also shared his experience in investigative reporting. And whoever goes into investigative reporting, whoever takes upon himself or herself to do investigative reporting must definitely have a story to tell. This story will either encourage you or discourage you from practicing. But in the midst of all of this, my own concern, my own consideration, our consideration is that the story that was given by a community was enough inspiration to encourage others to go into that line of practice, investigative journalism and investigative reporting. Also had the main lecture of the day that was delivered by Mr. Dayo Ayitan. Mr. Dayo Ayitan is the Executive Director of International Center for Investigative Reporting, ICIR. It's located in Abuja. And he spoke extensively on how to plan a successful investigation. He made it very clear that a successful investigation is not the one that takes the longest time or the one that takes the shortest time, but the one that takes every component of news reporting, the five W's and H in the consideration, the one that takes the opinion of all the parties concerned in the investigation. And that does he explained again that while carrying out the investigation, do not be in a haste to impress. Do not also be in a haste to blackmail. Do not also be in a haste to deal on propaganda. He also talked extensively on how do you trust their sources of information while engaging in investigative journalism. And it took time to tell us and other participants that a subject matter of investigation should be subjected to all the layers of truth, accuracy, fairness, professionalism, and a feedback. By that, he explained again that for you to plan a successful investigation, you need time. You need to make friends, protect your sources, and then also engage the party that you are so investigating so that you also hear their own side of the information that they want to give. And if an information leads to another information, ensure to do well to follow up those investigations. It was an interesting session, and everyone that attended that workshop left with a different kind of impression about investigative journalism. The lessons learned will remain forever indelible on the sands of time as we engage in our practice. And the main lecturer, Mr. Dio, also made it very clear that investigation should not be left for investigative journalists alone. But as long as you are a journalist, you have a responsibility to investigate so that together we can build a strong society that is founded on truth and core values of respect for each other. We had an appearance also by Professor Inyuko of the Department of English, University of Rio, who challenged journalists on one particular thing, the art of storytelling. Professor Inyuko told participants that journalists must improve upon the art of storytelling so that any information they want to share to members of the public will be compelling, suspense filled, and interesting so that it takes the mind of the reader, it keeps the mind of the reader on that particular subject matter from start to finish. So that even if you are doing a story in series, a reader will always look forward to the next series of that information. And journalists went home satisfied that they actually sat through that workshop. For me, I decided to dedicate a whole day for this purpose. And I'm glad that it is not one of those days that the pressure will be mounting on the chairman of the union for one or two engagements. And I'm glad that I was a part of it. It was an event that recorded high success. Comrade Nsika Essien, a former national editor a former editor of National Concord newspaper, was also on hand to give his own insights into what we had today. And I must say, we benefited a great deal. And this is one of the ways to build capacity among members of the union. It is our belief, it is my own belief and understanding too, that going forward, we will continue to have many of these kind of trainings that will benefit our people. Before this time, we've had training for our members that was jointly sponsored by Clement Song Foundation, where our people were educated on how to track and report ecological funds. We also had training from Amnesty International, and then we also had P1 training, also had an engagement with Policy Alert, and I think a few others. So far, not less than 100 members of the union have benefited from our trainings, and very many more are coming. So I want to thank every participant, thank members of the public, and thank the Auditorium Foundation, thank the Committee for Ray Book Prize in Investigative Journalism that partnered with us to pull through this workshop on investigative journalism. It is my trust again that other members of the public will oblige us the opportunity to partner with the union towards giving her members excellence in terms of capacity building. Thank you very much.